Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd like to welcome y'all back to another episode of Unpopular Honesty. My name is Cornbread Capone, and this week is a special week for myself because I will be celebrating my birthday. And in honor of that, I feel the liberty of speaking on Breademic, which comes out February 10th on all platforms. In the spring of 2022, I chose to record a new project in the city of Houston, Texas. Um, I chose Mr. Harvey Love, shout out to OG Harvey Love, um, to record my project there. You know what I'm saying? I had always wanted to work with Harvey Love, but I had never had the chance to. So this was the opportunity. And what came from it was my first EP that I ever done. If anybody has been following my musical journey, you know that I have been putting out full-length projects from the very beginning. Only in recent years have I gotten into the singles and, EPs. Breademic is an EP. It has 7 songs. Its features are K Love Evans, Italy, and Tall D, and my homie from grade school, that fellow, the poet. All together with production from DJ Hug, Dime Dada, Italy, DJ Mingus, Stets One out in South Africa, shout out, Mr. K Love Evans, and Black Mozart. I put together a project that is, I say it's a mixed bag, because you have some records on there that don't sound like cornbread, that are outside of my musical box, so to speak. Then you have records on there that do sound like cornbread. You have production at a high level. You have lyricism at a high level. All the featured artists brought their A game. So all in all, I feel like you have a 5 mic worthy project. But I'm gonna let the public decide that, you know what I'm saying? And, the general public will get to hear that February 10th on all platforms. In addition to that, I also film music videos to every track on the project. So February 10th, along with the streaming and the listening of the actual music itself, you will get 2 music videos. Myself and Italy and the good people at Ninth Dimension Enterprises decided to do some Tupac shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and you'll see what I'm talking about Friday when both of those videos come out at the same time. And then, the next day I got another video cocked and loaded, ready for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm doing things, I'm releasing projects the way I always wanted them to. These days, releasing music is not enough. People want to see something, and that's where the visuals come into play. I'm happy that I was able to record a whole project and then film videos for all of the songs on the project, because that's something that I never done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm into doing things that I've never done. And it's going to be a great experience, man. I can't wait to hear what the public's perception or what they think of Breademic when it comes out. You know what I'm saying? If y'all, out there, what I'm saying, drop a comment, or, what I'm saying, when you listen to it, let me know. What I'm saying? I enjoy the feedback. You know what I'm saying? And it's a big week for hip hop because, this year hip hop turns 50 years old. And that conversation is going to be ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. But, the Grammys was this past week, and they had a 50-year tribute of hip hop on there. And I actually got to saw that segment last night because I haven't watched an award show in over 10 years. But I'm watching it and I'm saying to myself, it's less than 15 minutes and you're trying to encapsulate 50 years of music. Obviously, everybody wasn't on stage. I mean, for the groups that did show up, the Salt and Pepper, the Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious Five, the Locks, you know, I can appreciate that. Run DMC, I can appreciate that. What I can appreciate is Method Man is the only one from the Wu there. What I can appreciate is Scarface is 1/3 of the Ghetto Boys, and Big Boy, who is 1/2 of Outkast. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I see that, it's like, leave you half empty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, especially for Method Man. Wu-Tang is a 9-man group. You know what I'm saying? And it's great that he was representing for the Wu, but we rather see the Wu. Not only that, when the newer generation of artists started performing, you quickly felt the difference. Some people probably felt like the older music is better than the new music. I certainly feel like that. I just feel like the two don't mix. While we're talking about 50 years of hip hop, and that includes, you know, obviously the generation of artists who I don't care for, it's easy for me to dismiss the last 2 decades of hip hop because I don't consider it hip hop. The first 30 years is what mattered to me. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just how I feel. You know, it's the Grammys and hip hop already have a muddy history. So let me say that for one. For two, I can remember when hip hop didn't give a fuck about a Grammy. I miss those days because it seemed like now it's more of a, you know, acceptance thing. You know, people have accepted hip hop from these people who don't really know what hip hop is. But in a strange turn of events and Wu-related news, Funkmaster Flex apologizes to RZA for the 25-year-old beef between the Wu-Tang Clan and Hot 97. For those who don't know, back in the mid-90s, the Wu-Tang became, you know, that group. They were on top of the game. And at the height of their success, they had a nasty exchange with Hot 97, to which Hot 97 banned their music from their radio station, which hurt their record sales going forward. I don't know if it was Funk Flex's idea to do it. It was probably Hot 97 idea to do it. I mean, it's part of the reason why hip hop left the East Coast, because of division. See, at one point on the East Coast, all the DJs and artists, they were on the same team. Well, once you start having division, once people start coming in the middle of that, once, you know, program directors start changing and, you know, staff start changing at radio stations and stuff, it becomes different and it becomes difficult. Ludacris releases a new single and freestyle. Ludacris has been on a tear as of lately, if you have been paying attention to him via social media. I always like Ludacris music, you know what I'm saying? I don't, in my personal opinion, Ludacris does have 2 classic albums under his belt and is a proven decorated lyricist. I hope that he drops a new project because it's been a while since Ludaversal, his last studio album, dropped. And I know that with the end of the Fast and the Furious franchise, which will be coming out this summer, probably gonna need him something to do. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, man. I always welcome good music. You know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting to hear from Ludacris this year. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that none of us had that on the, to look forward to list of rap albums, but I welcome a new Ludacris album. You know what I mean? Marsha Ambrosia and Dr. Dre have a new album coming out soon. It's called Casablanca. And Dr. Dre said that it's some of his best work. I can't wait to hear it because Marsha has been a talent since I've heard of with Floetry. She's been with Aftermath for a long time. If people don't know, you might want to go back and listen to Game album, Busta Rhymes album. She's been on she was on Compton. She was on a lot, most if not all, the Aftermath releases that have been coming out over the last decade. Marsha has been a part of that. So, and you can hear her voice on those records. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to hear it, man, because I feel like this is going to be some game-changing shit. You know what I'm saying? To the people in Hollywood, out there in the world who are creating and making movies, I have a public service announcement for you. Stop remaking classic 90s movies. It doesn't work. House Party was terrible. I know a lot of people want to jump down the executive producer throat. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Whoever idea that was a terrible idea that should have stayed on the cutting room floor. Another film that's going to be within that same realm is a remake of White Men Can't Jump. I recently saw the trailer and I felt like, no. They went to the same location. You can see that they went to the same place where the original was filmed. But it's like trying to make lightning strike in the same place twice. Extremely rare that happens. It's just some things you cannot recreate. You cannot recreate White Men Can't Jump. You cannot recreate House Party. You can't recreate Juice, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. None of these films can be remade better than they have already been made. That's why they are classic. You leave classics alone. Y'all need to go do something original, man. Getting y'all minds, getting y'all pen and paper. Create something original, man. Because going back trying to remake 90s classic movies, y'all failing. And we already in the second month of the year. This is terrible. This is terrible. Y'all need to stop that, man. For real. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar for winning Best Rap Album for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He also won 2 other Grammys. He also won a Grammy for The Heart Part 5. Very well deserved. Shout out to Dr. Dre for winning a Grammy Award and having an award at the Grammys named after him. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to them for that. That's big for the culture. Shout out to all the legends who represented hip hop the way it was supposed to be represented. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to continue, man, because this hip hop conversation turning 50, man, this ain't going to go away. Yeah. And we back. The Grammys in hip hop have always had a muddy history, which is why you didn't see a lot of people on that stage performing, because they don't fuck with the Grammys like that. Even certain artists who participated in the 50-year celebration tribute had hesitance of going up there because they don't like dealing with the Grammys. Hip hop never really got along with the Grammys because the Grammys really never fully accepted hip hop from the beginning. Snoop Dogg called out the Grammys for being snubbed his entire career. And that made me think. I was like, whoa. I was like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me Doggy Style wasn't even nominated? What? You mean to tell me Drop It Like It's Hot being a #1 hit? No Grammy nomination? I mean, he's been a part of records that have hit #1 or that have been #1, whether they have been his own or just something that he was featured on. None of them get a Grammy nomination. We're talking about a long, 30-plus year career here. But you can see how every year around Grammy time, people get recognized, and then there's a large majority that are forgotten about. They try to do it, you know, when they give the Grammys to the old school hip hop artists who paved the way. That's their way of soft shoeing their way, trying to get acceptance from the culture. Because they never had it. You know what I mean? So I just want to keep everybody on the, you know, think about it, man. Let's think about this here. You know, if you know hip hop like I know hip hop, man, you know that at one point, we could care less about the Grammys, because the Grammys are always going to give it to the safest person, not the most talented. I'm going to say that again for you one more time. The Grammys is going to give the award to the safest person, not the most talented. And then a lot of it boils down to who paid for it. LL Cool J is releasing his brand new album, his first since 2013. And it is executive produced by Q-Tip. He's saying that it's very special. I can't wait to hear it because I feel like Q-Tip is a credible producer. And, you know, I'm interested to hear what L got to say. You know what I mean? So I welcome that. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z said his performance at the Grammys was for the culture. Will Smith dropped out of the hip-hop 50-year tribute. Jazzy Jeff was there. And I'm going to just say this. When you seen Jazzy Jeff cutting those records on stage, you have just witnessed the greatest DJ to ever step foot behind the ones and twos. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for those who didn't know it, I mean, it should have been a known fact within hip hop just based off his tribute that he did to Jam Master Jay. You know what I'm saying? But that guy is special. He's a turntable technician. You know what I'm saying? And you got to see that live. You know what I'm saying? On stage. It's a part of it because it happened, all this stuff happened the same night, but I don't like talking about this shit because, for one, a life was lost. And if anybody knows anything about loss, I do. And there's a certain respect that I have in regards to loss of life, that certain conversations I really don't talk about. But for the sake of not leaving anything out, the remaining members of the Migos had a fight backstage before the tribute performance took place. From what I gather and what I read, it was because the other member wanted to be on stage during the tribute and somebody else said no. So I guess that's what it was about. I don't know. I'm not sure. And then there's another issue simultaneously happening regarding that situation right now. And I don't, because there's a loss, we're not just talking about, saying some random news that's just on the blog. We're talking about a serious situation where somebody lost their life. So, and then you have already a public who just doesn't sit back and watch it. They want to be a part of it. They want to spectate. They want to play detective. They want to do this and that and the third. And I don't necessarily agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I agree with, if it's not you in your personal circle, the opinions that you may have or may not have really don't mean anything. And it's really not needed. You know what I'm saying? But in a time where anything that hits the news becomes a talking point or a conversation, this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? So I try to avoid that. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a detective. I'm not a part of anybody's entourage. I don't have a dog in the fight. You know what I'm saying? I do hope for a peaceful resolution if there can be one. You know what I'm saying? Either way. You know what I mean? So, and I'm going to just leave it like that, man. For the people out there who are fans, and you know what I'm saying, and you enjoy music or whatever, you can also look at the Grammys and tell that it was a very ritualistic vibe there. And I say that because if you look at the dress code, I'm not being funny. I'm just pointing some things out to you that you might have saw, but you probably didn't pay attention to. You had people dressed up in certain clothing that gave a certain look. Whether the look was you felt was cool or uncool, unfashionable, weird, strange, bizarre. You saw all that. And a lot of people will say, well, why are they wearing this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this weird shit that they're wearing? Well, when you in a position where you are a puppet and someone has their hand up your ass, in a sense you are, bound to whatever it is that they want you to do. Especially if you signed your signature on a document. You're obligated. Everybody knows that music is used to brainwash. And what they're choosing to brainwash you with is not the best thing. You see that you have to go look and search for real music. But they serving you trash all day. You can go find trash music anywhere. Cut on the radio, trash. Cut on your television, trash. But you have to search for the real deal. You have to go look for the quality. You never paid attention to that? You never noticed that the artists that you wish could be bigger, and you wonder why they are not bigger? I'm going to just say it like this, man. Everybody is not willing to do any and everything to be famous and broke. Because it's not a secret that the music industry is designed to keep the artist broke and or in debt. So why have a show like the Grammys where you're showcasing all these artists as if they are, pedestalized, but really they're not pedestalized, they're just puppets. Puppets giving off the illusion of their masters. You think that they want to wear that weird goth looking shit walking down the goddamn red carpet? Hell no. They were told to do that. Put two and two together, man. A lot of people have become real acclimated to the mainstream media. This goes beyond award shows. You trust what you see in social media before you even know what it is in real life. Make that make sense to me. Social media is cool, man, but boy, I ain't living my life on no motherfucking internet. And that's just being honest. No, sir. Real life is hard enough. That's extra added baggage. No, sir. I'm not signing up for that. You shouldn't either. Understand the difference, man. Understand the difference between real and fake. It's only one of the two out here. It's only real and fake. It ain't no in between. There's no such thing as halfway. There's no such thing as half real, half fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, understand, man. But before we get up out of here, man, the good people at One Man Records like to invite you to listen to the brand new project from myself called Breademic on all platforms, February 10th, 2023. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to urge you to go watch all the visuals that I will be dropping a part of this project. You know, keeping it hip hop, man, and you know, my birthday is, you know what I'm saying, around the corner, and you know, it's always good to see another one. I always thank, you know what I'm saying, the man upstairs for blessing me to see another one. Um, you know, I sit back and I reflect on what I've been doing, how I've been moving, how I can move better. You know what I'm saying? And all in all, man, I'm just happy, man. You know what I'm saying? Happy to see another one. Happy to continue doing this music, continue doing this podcast, and also getting busy with these films. You know what I'm saying? That I'm about to start unleashing on the world. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very, very pleased and very looking forward to the future. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of good things to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, before anybody get a chance to say it, I'm going to say it. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday to myself. You know what I'm talking about? And on behalf of the good people at One Man Records, I am the birthday boy, Cornbread Capone. This is Unpopular Honesty, the home of brutal honesty and real hip-hop music. Until next time, everybody, peace and love. Because that's what the world needs, man.